Hello everyone, welcome to this video on finding angles in right triangles. So in this example, a canoeist uses a compass to navigate from a lake entry point. So from a lake entry point right over here to a campsite on a small island over here. So the campsite is 2.4 kilometers due north and 3.2 kilometers due west. In which direction should the canoeist head to go directly to the campsite? So that would be this direction here. Express your answer in degrees clockwise from the north. So they're referring to this angle of rotation here. So in order to do this, we're going to have to solve for the internal angle. So we're going to have to solve for this angle here on the inside. So we begin by labeling our right triangle. The 3.2 kilometers is the opposite side. And the 2.4 kilometers is the adjacent side. And then when we consider SOHCAHTOA, and which ratio uses the opposite and the adjacent? That's tangent. So SOHCAHTOA, the O stands for opposite, the A stands for adjacent. So let's set up our proportion here and our fraction. So we start off with, so it's a ratio that involves fractions. So this is a proportion, and then we're going to solve for this unknown angle. And then we have to subtract it from 360 because when they're talking about orientation angles, it's always clockwise from the north is how it's expressed. So let's begin. So the 10, and let's call this internal angle x. So the tan of angle x equals the opposite length of 3.2 over the adjacent length of 2.4. We're going to take the angle and remove it, and we're going to do the tan inverse of this ratio, 3.2 over 2.4. So that's the calculation. So on our calculators, we would type in either second tan and then brackets, and then this 3.2 divided by 2.4, and then close the brackets. So most calculators you would type it in like that, and I'm going to type that in now as well. So second 10, left bracket, 3.2, let's make sure those are correct, 3.2 and 2.4, yeah, opposite over adjacent. So 3.2 divided by 2.4, close the brackets, press equals, and we get an angle of 53.13 ... because it continues. Let's check if the question's asking us to round off, and it is. It says to the nearest, rounded to the nearest second degree. Rounded to the nearest 2 degrees. Okay. Rounded to the nearest 2 degrees. So if we round off to the whole number, this is 53 degrees. And because it's 0.1, this is closer to 54 versus 52. Because they want it every 2 degrees. Rounded to the nearest 2 degrees, it said. So if we round it off to the whole, it would be 53. If we round it off to the nearest 2 degrees, then it's above 3, so it's closer to 4. So that's every 2 degrees. Let me double check that here. So express your answer in degrees, clockwise from the north, rounded to the nearest 2 degrees. So they want us to go 50, 52, 54, 56, 58. So as if we're counting by twos. So this number, 53.1, is closer to 4 than it's closer to 2. So then we round it off to 54 degrees. So that's angle X on the inside. That's the internal angle. So let me zoom in again. That's this angle right here, the internal. So the external, the complete circle is 360 degrees. So if we call this external Z, then to determine Z, it's going to be 360 degrees for the full circle minus 54 degrees, which leaves us with 306 degrees when we subtract it. So when you're considering orientation, this is north, east, south, west. So if you rotate 306 degrees, that puts you on a bearing in this direction. And that's how you read compasses and bearing calculations in terms of compass readings. It's always based on true north, and true north is a rotation of 0 degrees. So that's why it's based off of the north going clockwise. Okay, so the question asks for express in which direction should this person travel directly to the campsite. So therefore, at a direction of 306 degrees. Okay, just before we conclude this video, let's show the calculation on other calculators. So if this calculation didn't work on your calculator, then chances are you'd have to type it in as follows. So you would type in 3.2 divided by 2.4, press equals, and you would have 3.2 divided by 2.4. So on your screen, you're going to see 1.333 repeating. Leave this answer on your screen. Then you press second 10. So second 10 followed by equals. And then you would end up with that angle X of 53.13 ... degrees. And when you round it off to the nearest second degree, it's 54 degrees approximately. So just like we had done originally, except this is a different way to type it in your calculator. If the first calculation, so I'll call this C1, doesn't work, then follow this order of typing into your calculator. So calculator 1 group or calculator 2 group. Because depending how your calculator is programmed, it would have to be typed in differently. Okay, that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel so you can get alerts on the next one, notifications, press a thumbs up, leave a comment if you like to leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.